Gemma, I feel like migration has just become such a focus point in British politics, and more so than ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been in British politics. I think ever since Windrush brought across, you know, the first kind of people from the Commonwealth who came to the UK to start new lives. And the story hasn't changed, but perhaps the nationalities of the people coming has changed, the cultures. That's the only thing that's changed. But it has always been part of British politics, you know, immigration. So this comes from the release of new figures, which show that there were 32,000 asylum seekers in UK hotels at the end of June. Now that's up 8% from the same last year. It is actually down on the previous quarter, but you know it's always the rising numbers which are going to make the headlines. So, as you said, this is all to do with what happened at this hotel in Epping, which is in Essex in the UK. A man was accused of sexually assaulting a young girl in the local town. Now, the fact is that we're putting people who've come over together in these hotels, in these quite sort of perhaps rural, but kind of out-of-the-way places in the UK. They're not in big cities. They're not allowed to work, obviously. There's probably lots of different cultures. You know, there might be lots of single men in one hotel. There might be, you know, women and families in another hotel. And they're just kind of left there because there's a shortage of housing, as there is, you know, across so many countries now. There's a shortage of affordable housing and places to put them. So you are almost creating these, like, mini ghettos where, obviously, stories are going to come out. And once stories start coming out...
Mini ghettos in the middle of British villages.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's been the big issue.
Yeah, and you get protests from local people who start hearing stories. You know, they might not be getting the full story, but it just escalates and escalates and escalates.